Hey everybody, Jeff here, Aromatics. It's getting chilly and windy out here now. Fall is a-comin', summer is a-goin'. Speaking of that, later on in this video, once I get my review going, I'm going to maybe show some pictures of my shed. I was thinking of doing a little bit of a project before the winter comes and insulate my shed, and I really wanted to put some windows along the side that gets the most sun, so I could kind of make it like a nice little, not a sunroom, but at least get some sunlight in there and some heat. I have a little wood stove, just a little tiny portable wood stove I wanted to set up in there, and it'd be a nice little place to go out in the wintertime, you know, in the morning and have a coffee and make a little fire in the wood stove, or even use my propane heater. But I don't really know if I can put windows in or how all that stuff works, so maybe I'll show some video or some pictures and you guys can maybe give me some ideas. So anyway, on with the purpose of the video, and that is to do a review of a new match blend that's come out by Sutliff. I think it's new. I haven't seen it around before, and that's Balkan Sobranie 759 match. Show you a little picture of the cut there, ribbon cut, pretty typical. Now Balkan Sobranie and the original and 759, I guess, are discontinued legendary blends that I never tried, so I can't compare these or this to those. And I wanted to get the original as well as this, but there was a mess up in my order, so I just have the 759 match to do. So what is in this is bright Virginias, dark fired Latakia, and what's supposed to, I think, kind of make it different or make it a little bit special is the fact that it has some Macedonian Orientals, namely Yenji. It doesn't say that it has Yenji, but the original Sobranie does, so I imagine that's the Macedonian Oriental that's in it. And the smell I was getting out of the bag, it smells pretty much like your usual Balkan type blend. You can smell a little bit of that smokiness from the Latakia, but it's not a lat bomb. It's more the tangy Orientals. Oop. And you can actually smell a little bit of the dark fired in there too. Kind of an earthy smell. And the Orientals smell pretty typical for most of every other English Oriental blend that I've had, except for maybe it's a little more lemony and maybe a little bit of a lemon ketchup, but very mild. You're not gonna like stick your nose in there and go, ooh, that's ketchup, or ooh, that's lemon, but that's just the feeling that I get from it. So I've loaded up my pipe, my calabash corncob pipe. We'll light it up and see what we're getting. So anyway, back to my shed. I'll show you the side here that gets the most sunlight. And I was hoping to put a window or a couple of windows in that side, but there's shingles there, so I don't know if they would leak. I don't know if it's a fairly big slant, so I don't know if you could just stick a regular window in there. You might be able to. If I could find some used windows or something, or a skylight, I don't know. On the front of the shed, there's a door up top, and I'd like to put a window in there. That would be easy. And then the back of the shed, I'd like to put a same type of window, so it would just be like a small, you know, like 1.5 by 1.5 type thing. And now, although the front window would let in a lot of sunlight during the morning, and then the back window would let in some of the sun during the night, and the side windows on the broad side of the shed would have sunlight throughout the whole afternoon, because that's where the sun always is. I'd really like to get some sun in there so I could sit out there in the wintertime and get some sun. So what am I getting here? I expected maybe something a little more special, especially in the Orientals, but it's pretty typical. Kind of reminds me, there's a couple of blends that it reminds me of, but probably the most popular would be maybe McClellan's Syrian Latakia blend. I think that's what it's called. It kind of reminds me of that. It's kind of a flat, it's not very sweet, it's kind of a flat taste, like not very sweet. It's not very strong or bright. It's sort of a dull but smoky English. There's a little bit of earthiness. I'm guessing you're getting that from the dark fired. sort of like a soil or overturned dirt, just a hint of that. And of course you're getting that kind of a slightly lemony, tangy Oriental flavor that's not super different. Like if it doesn't, say compared to Izmir is probably the most popular and most widely used Oriental, I imagine, and it kind of reminds me of that, like Star of the East type of thing. It's not that much different than that. But it's a decent English blend. Not over the top, not sweet or anything like that. Doesn't stay lit very well. At least today it doesn't. Sometimes it just depends on the humidity. So anyway, back to my shed again. And then on the inside, there's nothing insulating it. So what I was thinking of doing is, there's just basic boards, you know, around the outside of the barn. And then I was talking to my dad, and he said maybe I should put, I think it's like some sort of a barn board along the seams, and just screw those in all the way around, so that fills in all the gaps. And then I'm thinking of either bubble wrap on the inside. I heard as a cheap way of insulating a shed, or maybe the Roxol insulation as well, if I can get some of that. And then as far as heat goes, I just use either that little wood stove in there would be nice, or I have a little nice buddy heater, propane heater would work good too. But it'd be really nice. I'd like to. Oh, something's riling up the birds, blue jays. But anyway, yeah, it'd really make this winter go by a lot better if I had a nice little place to smoke and relax and read maybe for an hour or so every day, or whenever I feel like smoking and reading. So anyway, Balkan Sobranie 759 match by Sutliff. It's okay. There's nothing really outstanding about it. Just a decent English. And I think if you like, if you like the Syrian by McClellan's, I'm not saying it's exactly like that, but it kind of reminds me of that. Then yeah, it's worth a try. It's cheap and it's in bulk. So all right, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I will see you on my next one. And until then, take care. Aromatics signing out.